What is Hyperledger? In this lecture, you'll learn about the Hyperledger project, which is an umbrella project under Linux Foundation. You'll also learn about the Hyperledger Fabric and Composer initiatives. At the end of this lecture, you will have a good understanding of the relationship between Hyperledger project, Linux Foundation, Fabric, and Composer. Let's start with what is Hyperledger. Hyperledger is an umbrella project of open source blockchain and related tools started in December 2015 by the Linux Foundation. In essence, Hyperledger does not refer to a specific technology or tool. It refers to a project under which multiple development teams are collaborating to create open source blockchain and distributed ledger technologies. This collaboration among the developers across multiple initiatives would lead to reuse, standardization, and interoperability between different blockchain technologies developed under the Hyperledger umbrella. The Linux Foundation since 2000 has delivered many open source projects, and at this point, Hyperledger is one of the projects under the Linux Foundation. The Linux Foundation is dedicated to building sustainable ecosystem around open source projects to accelerate technology development and commercial adoption. The Linux Foundation has dedicated staff and all the initiatives are funded via the membership fees. These are some of the members. As of 2017, there are 800 plus members and 50 plus active projects under the Linux Foundation. Under Linux Foundation, Hyperledger is the incubator for blockchain technologies for business. All of the Hyperledger initiatives are put in one of two categories. The first category is the DLT frameworks, and the second category is the tools. There are four active DLT framework initiatives. Sawtooth is led by Intel. Iroha is led by Suramitsu. IBM donated the source code for its blockchain initiative called Open Blockchain, and that combined with the source code from some other partners such as Digital Assets incubated the Hyperledger Fabric project. Most recent addition is the Hyperledger Burrow from Monex. Monex is known for its work on creating a permissioned chain on top of Ethereum blockchain technology. Second category of initiative is the tools. There are four active tool projects. Cello is an initiative that aims to simplify creation and management of blockchain infrastructure. Composer is for creating business network applications using the high-level Composer language. Explorer provides visibility into an operational blockchain system. Quilt aims to achieve interoperability between different chains. The idea behind all of these tools is that they will be reusable across the various distributed ledger technology frameworks. For example, irrespective of which Hyperledger distributed ledger technology you would use, you may use the Explorer to gain visibility into the transactions, blocks, etc. In this course, the focus is on Hyperledger Fabric and the Composer tool. If you're interested in learning more about these projects, please refer to the links in the resources for this lecture. There are over 159 engineers from 28 plus organizations involved in the Hyperledger Fabric initiative. The version 1.0 of Fabric was released on July 11, 2017. It is production ready at this point. The Hyperledger Fabric is evolving at a very rapid pace, and I suggest that you join the Hyperledger community to stay up to date on Hyperledger initiatives. Please visit hyperledger.org/community and explore all the options you have here. Let's go back to what is Fabric. Fabric is a production-ready blockchain framework for creating business blockchain application. Framework here refers to the fact that Hyperledger is not a ready platform like, for example, an RDBMS database such as Oracle or web server such as Apache, which can be installed and used out of the box. Rather, Fabric is a framework that provides a set of infrastructure and application building blocks. Also, it provides practices and guidelines for creating blockchain business applications. To use this framework, you would need to analyze your blockchain application requirements and then create the infrastructure design that would involve use of the Fabric building blocks. Also, when you are writing the software for the blockchain application on Fabric, you would need to have the knowledge of the standard components and APIs and functions. Let's summarize. In this lecture, I covered the relationship between Hyperledger, Hyperledger Fabric, and Linux Foundation. Hyperledger is an incubator for blockchain technologies. It's an umbrella project hosted by the Linux Foundation. Hyperledger Fabric is one of the distributed ledger technology framework initiatives. And Hyperledger Composer is a blockchain tool for creating business application on the Hyperledger DLT frameworks.